Just a revision of definition of proportion. So if A, B, C, D are in proportion, four numbers, then we say A by B is equal to C
is
by D.
equal to B by.
C by D, isn't it? This is what we say. If four numbers are in proportion, we take the numbers in that order
Okay.
only. However, when we are talking about continued proportion, we say if three numbers are in continued proportion, if A, B, C are in continued proportion, then we write A
A
by
by
B,
B is equal to B by
B
C.
by C. Okay, that is in ratio proportion. We write in ratio notation A is to B is equal to B is to C. Okay, this can also be written as B square is equal to AC. Okay, but remember this one, that if A, B, C are in proportion, this is the main thing, that this is what we'll be applying in our problems. Now here, whenever A, B, C are in proportion, here we call A as the first proportional, we call B as the mean proportional, or simply mean. Okay, and C we call as the third proportional. Okay, so this is about three numbers in proportion. What if four numbers are in proportion? Continued proportion. If A, B, C, D are in continued proportion, then we say A by B is equal to B by
Is
C
equal to B by C is
is
equal
equal to
to C
C
by
by
D.
D. This is A by B is equal to B by C is equal to C by D is equal to D by E. That's what we write. Okay, fine. So this is when four numbers are in continued proportion. Okay, so remember the difference between proportion and continued proportion. Now all this also we are going to use for the sums. Okay,
So from where E came?
okay, this is five numbers, not four numbers. If A, B, C, D are in continued proportion. Okay, if A, B, C, D, if A, B, C and D are in continued proportion, then you write A by B is equal to C by B is equal to D by C. This five numbers. I will let's write for four numbers. If A, B, C, D are in continued proportion, then we write A by B is equal to B by C is equal to C by D. Okay, this is what we write. Yes. So this part will not be there. Okay. Similarly, if five numbers are in continued proportion, you can write we write A by B is equal to B by C is equal to C by D is equal to D by E. If five numbers and so on, this will continue. Okay. Six numbers, seven numbers, and so on. We move on to the first problem here. The problem here is find the third proportional to 5, 1/4, and 7. Third proportional, if you remember, I told you what is the definition of third proportional. If A, B, C are in continued proportion, then which one is the third proportion? C is the third proportional, right? So here you need to find out the third proportional. So I start by saying, let the third proportional be X. Therefore, if X is a third proportional, then 5, 1/4, 7, x are in continued proportion? Therefore, you can write from the definition, you can write three numbers a, b, c are in proportion means a by b is equal to b by c. So this we are getting an equation. So we can solve this equation. So you have 21 by 4 by 7 is equal to 7 by x. Cross multiply, you get 21x by 4 is equal to 7 square. That means 21x is equal to 7 square into 4. X must be equal to 7 square into 4 by 21, which is 7 into 7 into 4 by 21. Cancel 1 7 with 21 3 times. You get 21 by 28 by 3. Okay, so this is your third proportional. You can convert this to a mixed fraction also. 9 1/3 will be your third proportion. Next problem here is if A 12, 16 and B are in continued proportion, find A and B. So four numbers are given to you in continued proportion. So given A 12, 16, B are in continued proportion. Okay. Therefore, from definition, what do we know? A by B must be equal to B by C must be equal to C by D, right? Now see, if I call this 1, then this 1 consists of two equalities, this equality and this equality, okay? And in fact, this equality also, three equalities are there, but we'll not consider the last one. Okay, 2 will be sufficient. So if I consider the first two equalities, taking the first two equalities in 1, what do we get? A by 12 equal to 12 by 16. So that you can solve for A here. 16A is equal to 12 square. So you get A is equal to 12 square by 16, which is equal to 12 into 12 by 16. We're getting A is equal to 9. Now consider the second and third, taking the last two equalities. In 1, what do you get? 12 by 16 must be equal to 16 by B.
16 by B.
So 12B is equal to 16 into 16. And therefore B must be equal to 16 into 16 by 12. Fine. So we're getting this as 64 by 3.
By 3.
So we've got the value of A and B. As easy as this. Okay. So this one I had sent you. Now, this one from continued proportion, from proportion and continued proportion, you can get one. You can expect one question in your question paper. Okay. Next, I'll start with properties of proportion. These are the important ones. Okay. Properties of proportion. These notes I have not sent you. I'll just send you. Properties of proportion. First property. This property is called invertendo. And it states that if I have a proportion, A is to B is equal to C is to D, or A by B is equal to C by D, then I can write this proportion as B by A is equal to D by C. That is, you can take the reciprocal of the ratios on both sides of the equality. Okay, if you see A by B is here, I have written this as B by A. C by D is here, I have written this as D by C. That is what this property states. Okay, so that means if you write it in ratio notation, you can write this as, that is, A is to B. If A is to B is equal to C is to D, then B is to A is equal to C is to D, or
C
D
is
is to
to
C.
D.
D is to C. Fine. This was property 1. Property 2. Property 2 is called alternando. In this property, if a proportion is given to you, A is to B is equal to C is to D, then you can write A is to C is equal to B is to D. This is called alternando. You want to write this in ratio notation. A is to, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then A is to C must be equal to B is to D. That is what this property states. Okay. And we'll do one sum based on these two properties, then we'll move on to the next property. Here. No, this property requires other properties. Fine. I'll just discuss till property number 5, then I'll do the sum. Property number 3. This property is called componendo. This states that if we have a proportion A by A is to B is equal to C is to D, then A plus this
A plus
proportion
B.
is the same as A plus B is to B equal to C plus D is to D. Okay. And this, the proof of this is also very simple. You can just take it as a note. So if we have, if A by B is equal to C by D, this proportion is given to you, you can add 1 to both sides, right? And then take the LCM. You'll get A plus B by B is equal to C plus D by D, right? So that's as simple as this. Next property is called dividendo. Okay, dividendo. This is property number 4. Okay. So if you have a given proportion, if A by B is equal to C by D, then A minus B is to B must be equal to C minus D is to D. Okay, that is, if A minus, that is, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then A minus B is to B must be equal to C minus D is to D. Okay. Also, the proof of this is also very simple. You start with A with the given proportion A by B is equal to C by D. You subtract 1 from both sides, you'll get this. Okay. And the next property, which is the most important property, is a combination of the above two properties, the third and the fourth, which is called componendo and dividendo. Okay, so this is property number 5. This mostly we shall be using in the sums, componendo and dividend. According to this property, if a given proportion is, if A by B is to C by D is a given proportion, then we can combine the third and the fourth property to write this as A plus B by A minus B is equal to C plus D by C minus D.
Minus.
Okay, so this is the combination of the above. Now, before proceeding, I would just like to demonstrate this to you. That is by with the help of one example. See here, this is the sum. The question is, if 8a minus 5b by 8c minus 5d is equal to 8a plus 5b by 8c plus 5d, then prove that A, B, C, D are in proportion. This is the problem. Let's see how to solve this. So we start with the given proportion, 8a minus 5b divided by 8c minus 5d is equal to 8a plus 5d by 8c plus 5d. Now what you do is you take all the a's and b's on one side. How do you take the a's and the b's on the one side? This is by alternando, right? So 8a minus 5b by, you take the numerator on of the right hand side here by alternando, 8a plus 5d, and this is 5b. Let me check the question once again. 8a plus 5b by 8c plus 5d. So 8a plus 5b, this is b. 8a plus 5b is equal to 8c minus 5d by 8c plus 5d. Okay. Now you can use componendo and dividendo from here only. Although I have used invertendo here just to show how invertendo works, and also because keeping a positive sign in the numerator always works. Okay. So that is why you can change this to this by invertendo. Okay. This is by alternando. And this is by invertendo. Okay. You can change this to by invertendo and then proceed. Otherwise, you can skip this process also. But this time in the note I have done by using invertendo, let us do here without invertendo. Let us directly use componendo and dividendo. Now, what does componendo and dividendo say? That if I consider this entire numerator to be A, this to be B, this to be C, and this to be D, then it states then I can write this as, or better still, let us write this as n1, n2, and let's write this as, say, numerator 1, numerator 2, denominator 1 and denominator 2. Okay. Then according to componendo and dividendo, we must have n1 plus d1 by n1 minus d1, right? A plus b by a minus b must be equal to n2 minus plus d2 by n2 minus d2, right? This is what it states, isn't it? So we'll write it according to this only. Numerator plus denominator divided by numerator minus denominator on both sides. So what do I have? Here I have numerator as n1 as 8a minus 5b plus d1. Denominator is 8a plus 5b divided by, next I have 8a minus 5b minus 8a plus 5b. Okay. And here I have numerator as 8c minus 5d plus the denominator 8c plus 5d divided by 8c minus 5d plus 8c plus 5d. Now we'll open the brackets on both sides. 8a minus
Sir,
5b. Yes.
sir, 8C minus 5D minus 8C plus
Oh, this is
5D, no?
okay. This is minus sign, right? Now we'll open the brackets. Okay. So once you open the brackets, whatever cancels here will cancel. You have 5b, 5b canceling here. You have 8a, 8a canceling here. And you have 5d, 5d canceling here. Then you have 8c, 8c canceling here. Okay. Now we shall see 8a plus 8a will give you a 16a divided by minus 5b will give you a minus 10b is equal to, now 8c plus 8c will give you a 16c, and here in the denominator it will give you a minus 10d, so that you can cancel all this to get a by b is equal to c by d. That means a, b, c, d are in proportion. Okay, any question here till this part? Okay,
No, sir.
we proceed to the next two properties. This property 6 here is called convertendo. Okay, property 6, convertendo. In fact, convertendo is just by obtained by taking the reciprocal of dividendo. Okay, so according to this, let's first write the property. If you have a given property, a by b is equal to c by d, then a by a minus b is equal to c by c minus d. That is, if you write in ratio notation, if a is to b is equal to c is to d, then a is to a minus b is equal to c is to c minus d. That is what component convertendo is. Now see here that from dividendo, we are getting this from dividendo only, because if a by b is equal to c by d, then what can we write by dividendo? We can write a minus b by uh, b is equal to c minus d by d, isn't it? Now what you do here is, in fact, first you take the reciprocal, b by a is equal to d by c. Now you can write here by dividendo. This is from you're getting from invertendo. Next, b minus a by a is equal to d minus c by c. This is by dividendo. Next, you can write this as minus a minus b by a is equal to minus c minus d by c. So that minus sign will cancel from both sides and you'll get convertendo. Okay. So it will be actually getting it from convertendo only. Dividendo only. Convertendo we are getting from dividendo. Not too important convertendo, but later on you may use, but for class 10 I have not seen any problem based on convertendo. And the last one, property 7, is called addendo. I don't think this is given in your textbook. Even if it is given, the name is not given. Okay, property 7 is called addendo. That is, if a by b is equal to C by D is equal to D by E, and this continues. If we have it like this, then A by B must be C by D. All these ratios are the same as okay. Can take an example for this example. Suppose half is equal to 2 by 4. This is given to you. Then you can write these two as both these fractions are equal to, or both these ratios are equal to 1 plus 2 by 2 plus 4. You can check. This will come out to be 3 by 6. Okay. So all these are 1:2. This is 1:2. This is also 1:2. This is also 1:2. Okay. So I'll stop here. If you don't have any queries.